Hi, everybody. This is Davin, Lockett. This is BiomedRx Radio and BiomedRx TV. And I am here with Andrea Sands and Nassim Murakami, my lovely guests, and they represent Healing Sound Alchemy. And so, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, Davin.
Thank
We're
you.
so excited to be
with
here.
your audience.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
So here we are at the BiomedRx Health Center, and I'd like to know more about Healing Sound Alchemy. What made you guys decide to do this type of therapy?
Well, we met about a year ago, actually, at a Disclosure Festival, Mass Meditation Disclosure Festival.
Disclosure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
happened in LA, Los
the
Angeles.
first time everybody gathered to do a mass meditation. And we were both attracted to that, and we have a mutual friend who felt we should meet because we were both involved in doing projects in Colombia.
Oh.
She was involved in an organic farm, and I had a whole vision of doing a retreat. So he's like, you have to meet. We met, and then we started developing this idea of doing work in Colombia and doing retreat. And from that, this whole company actually was conceived not too long
We
ago.
found out that both we are artists, we're musicians. She's a singer and songwriter, and so am I. And then we always felt that we wanted to do something with music. And I've been practicing Reiki for a couple of years, and I always have this idea of I wanted to also use music as a healing tool. And then one day she also invited me to a sound bath in LA. It's done at the cathedral, and she was singing with her voice. So, and I felt that, I really felt that sound, the human voice is also a powerful tool for healing. And then things just connected the dots for us. Why don't we do a retreat together with using the sound healing? We wanted to do our own sound bath and sound healing. And I also have a background in nutrition, and so combining all different type of elements of healing modalities. So we call it healing sound alchemy. So we're alchemizing sound and energy healing, like Reiki or pranic healing, or nutrition, because also the food contains vibration. So it's all about energy.
Yes.
So we're bringing different parts, and the language also, because language is also sound.
Exactly.
And tap into a different parts of our brain to kind of enhance the brain cognition, the learning skills. So everything is kind of connected, for us. Learning new language, or learn to sing or something like that. So we wanted to create that experience, for a personal transformation and healing. So that's why we call it Healing Sound Alchemy. We're alchemizing all this, different tools.
Beautiful.
And we're alchemists, so both of us, I know for myself, I'm a survivor of incest. So I realized that the way out is through the power of art, the power of music.
Oh, absolutely.
In my darkest hours, when I felt the most depressed, it was my voice that always brought me out. And I said, well, at least I have this voice to share.
Nice.
So I've realized that I'm an alchemist, and I'm transforming that venom into anti-venom and dispersing the vials, and that's what we're alchemizing,
Yeah, exactly. That's where we also connected on a personal level from what we experienced growing up. So it's just that the music has been really helpful for us, dealing with our childhood trauma and all this negative thing that we're exposed to. And music really empowered me and kept me, stay in the past. So I wasn't able to drift into, doing some crazy stuff like selling drugs or, bad things, that you can easily, influence by, negative environment. So I was able to focus on, my dream and goals, that the music really helped me. And also a place for a comfort. The music uplifts your spirit no matter how sad you are, angry you
Music
are.
calms the savage beast.
Yeah. So I know there was something to the music, and I just didn't know back then, but now everything becomes very clear. And then by, connecting with her, and then we realized that we can really help each other to also realize our personal vision and our personal goals.
So where do you guys practice? Where do you guys work out of?
We worked out at our homes, certain studios that we have access to as well. So different spaces, and then we're looking to do events worldwide. We're looking at possibly doing
Wonderful.
something in Notre Dame in Paris. That's one
we,
of our
we
bigger
are
events.
basically we're literally new. This company just started it a few months ago,
Okay.
and so we're planning our retreats. Our main retreats we are planning in Colombia, and also we're also looking to do locally here in California as
well, you're
well.
welcome to do it here.
Oh yeah,
at the
thank
Biomed
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so we're just putting all together our program for retreat, and also we're a sound concert, so we can demonstrate the sound healing through our voices, and also incorporating electronic music as well. So
We're building our
it gives a
performing
little
arts.
bit of a uniqueness for what we do. And there's so many sound baths, and it's wonderful. These things are coming to more like accepted in today's world.
Maybe we should try a field trip to the Integratron.
Oh,
Oh
yes,
my
we were talking about that
gosh,
last
yes.
night.
I would
Yes,
love to.
let's
I would
totally
love
do
to.
it.
I'm so glad you sent me that link, and because I was just watching that movie. She
Sonic
sent me
Geometry.
and it talks about the
Right.
Van Tassel who discovered
Oh yes.
the formula. About the
F
frequency.
equals 1/T.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so you saw the
Everything
video?
is-
Yes.
yeah.
I wish that thing was fired up to work the way it was designed.
Uh-huh.
It's supposed to actually reverse the aging
Aging,
process.
exactly.
Wow, that's powerful.
But currently they are doing events once a month.
Well, no, currently they're doing sound baths.
Sound
Right,
bath,
They're doing
right.
sound baths, but the way the Integratron was designed, it was actually supposed to be, I think, filled with magnets.
Oh,
I
And,
see.
yes, and then once that top started spinning, it's supposed to spin because of the magnetic field of the Earth in perpetuity.
We'll
Oh
be
my
the ones to
gosh.
do it then.
I know, right?
To do it.
I think that will create like a vortex,
A
like
vortex.
a timeless zone that literally reverse our aging and stops the time.
Yes, and you can be able
that's
to
powerful.
like you can see, the crucifixion or Caesar's soldiers marching or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The future, the medicine of the future is sound.
Yes,
Yes, it
As
is.
we've learned. So we've, as artists, I'm a performing artist for a long time. I've been studying the classical vocal technique. I've been acting. I've been figure skating. So I've always been involved in performing arts. And she met me when I was working in a sound bath in the Sound Healing Symphony. Guy Douglas, a pretty big sound healer. And I loved the opportunity to be able to meld the performing aspect with the power of healing through your voice and through music.
Now, you guys met in Colombia?
No,
here.
we met
California.
here.
At the
Okay.
Disclosure Fest in Los Angeles.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But
was
we
last
both
year.
had the connection with Colombia.
Yeah.
So that was the
yeah.
basis, the foundation. And I've been doing a lot
Right.
of events there, shot my music video there. And Colombia has a big draw right now. So a lot
Really?
of people are wanting to go and explore. And we have connections also with the Yanomamo, with the indigenous people of the Sierra Nevada. So we want to do a lot of retreats and go back to ancient civilizations and learn from them. And have,
Yes.
Yeah, the
have
Kogi tribes has a message for us to really coexist with the nature, and I think that holds the key for us to have abundance and health and harmony with the planet Earth, so we can really have prosperity and abundance and perfect health. And it's just that we are so off balance. We're so
Yes.
off kilter,
off trail from the nature. So now it's time to kind of get back into it, and with the use of technology in the right way, and the science and everything kind of fall into place now that we have all this knowledge from the past. So also with our sound healing, we're using a lot of ancient instruments, because the ancient instruments are already tuned in a specific frequency and harmonics
Yes.
that is a little bit different from a digital music, which is kind of altered.
Yes.
So we talk about the frequency 432 kilohertz, which is like the natural harmonics that is really beneficial to our body. But someone
432 kilohertz.
yeah,
It's
there's a different the frequencies that resonate with our chakra system, and also helps to stay in that the brain will continue to release serotonin and dopamine in happy state, because we're designed to stay in a happy state and joyful state,
Yes.
so we can really thrive. But once we have a lot of negative emotions like fear, anxiety, that's where the disease starts.
Exactly.
Like become dis-ease. I say separate the word dis-ease. It's
ease.
not easy.
Yes.
It's hardship, too much suffering, too much hardship. That is kind of like deterring away from our true nature. So everything becomes unbalanced. Everything becomes like a survival mode. It's like hard to, so that we start, having war with each other and not like sharing the resources or,
We're in fight or flight mode
Exactly.
with each other all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I really think the music and sounds hold the key. So that's why Edgar Casey,
I've heard of Edgar Casey.
He's known in the holistic healing health world, but so he says the future, medicine is a sound is a future medicine. So like that is so true, because sound, you don't need to have any explanation.
Right.
It's just when you're
Universal?
exposed to the
Universal
universal language.
Yes.
Yes.
There's no
Sound.
translation involved.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you just gets it. You immediately gets
60%
it.
water, so it
Yeah.
enters you on a cellular level
And we
cures you.
vibrate with it.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And
So
puts
it's a
you,
powerful
puts you into
stuff.
that state of homeostasis
Mm-hmm.
quickly, efficiently, and we can share it among other nations, which is what I want,
beautiful
which
part.
we want to do.
Yeah, it unifies us as people.
Yeah, it's so important.
Yeah.
I feel like a great responsibility to do that, to be a light force on a global level.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I would like to try you guys' technique.
Yeah, we have an event coming up soon.
Yes,
You do?
definitely.
So we'll be
Yes,
posting that
yeah.
very soon.
Perfect.
We're
Yeah.
planning events and
You
stuff.
have a website.
Yes.
Yes.
Please let everyone know your website.
HealingSoundAlchemy.com. My personal website, AndreaPScience.com, and this
My personal is nasimurakami.com.
Great. Now, we were just talking earlier about. Are we good? We were just talking earlier about where we are in the planet.
Right.
Right? That we're entering. It's my belief that we're entering the age of Aquarius, and at that time, from what I understand, the vibration of the planet is raising,
Yes.
and we are a part of the planet
Yes.
as much as the grass and the trees and everything else.
Absolutely.
And so our vibration is going to increase, or is increasing.
Yes.
How do you think you guys are going to help with that transformation into the next phase? Because we know, we were talking earlier about how the heavy metals in our environment, heavy metal toxins are blocking the pineal gland, and that's keeping us from reaching our full potential.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, sound is a huge part of it.
Have more opportunity to try sound healing, sound therapy, sound bath, and really, because this music and sound really helps us to expand our consciousness. So what happened is the earth frequency is changing, so as our body's changing, but everybody's different pace.
Yes.
Some people are ascending faster, some people are kind of still stuck in a lower vibration or still kind of having difficulty elevating. So the more we share the awareness of how beneficial the sound healing is to raise our vibration, so people can gradually
reach the point where we're reaching, we're having harmony, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
Harmony
exactly.
between human beings.
Yes, that's exactly what's gonna create the better world for us, better health, and
Yes.
everybody to get along and create that really like a paradise again. It's possible. It's totally possible.
The end of war, the end
Yes.
of strife, the end of all of this. Yeah.
Sickness and
Sickness,
disease.
yeah.
Yes, I really believe that music and sound can cure disease and just bring us into balance. And well, I wanted to share quickly something about there's an experiment. It's called Water Experiment by Dr. Emoto Masaru. I don't know if you heard about it. He's a Japanese scientist. So he did this test of having a water in two separate glass. And one he sends out like the beautiful prayers, like I love you in gratitude,
Yes.
versus the other water with like I hate you, you die, like all this anger and negative
Oh, wow.
thoughts. So he sent it out. And then look into the microscopic, a lens, like a special equipment, and he'll see that the water has like the molecules and then forms into crystal. So that energy we emit, the positive one form a beautiful shape of crystal, like you see like a snowflake. Beautiful. But anything that negative, it looks like ugly shapes. So wow, because our body is made up of like 70% or more water.
Yep.
So what happened is the water transmits that. Anything that we put out in the word or energy or thoughts that's negative, it starts destroying ourselves. It starts to create that disease, the sickness, the out of balance. That's also connected to our brain. The brain will start to have this neuron path that's destructive versus something you sent out beautiful thoughts, prayers, beautiful sound, the positive energy. The brain will create a new neuron path.
Love.
Right? Because
Love,
it's
the most powerful force in the
exactly.
universe.
Love is the best medicine.
Yeah.
So that's the experiment. It's almost like kind of esoteric in a way. We cannot see or touch, but then he did this experiment so we can see in our eyes. Because a lot of people are skeptics, right? We don't believe until we see it.
Right.
So now that proves that the energy is there. Energy is real.
And your word is a projection of your spiritual energy.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
It's a projection of your intention.
Right. So I became really mindful about what language I speak. Like I used to live in New York, and like everybody's like using cuss words all the time. It's like, we just do it jokingly, but like you don't realize what that words holds, that certain energy and vibration.
Yeah.
So, oh wow, I don't want to say that. Like, I don't want to talk down to myself. I don't want to send someone, like call names and stuff, because you're meant to send someone, but then you're also listening to yourself. So, like, it's also destroying you at the same time.
Road rage in a lot of people's
exactly.
experience. Like, they can't hear it, but it's causing you a lot of harm.
Yeah.
Or like we talked about speaking different languages, right?
Yeah.
Changes
Absolutely.
our energy, changes the way we relate to others.
Right, that's why Hawaiian practices like Ho'oponopono, like a forgiveness, like they have this methods to heal ourselves through like a forgiveness. So they have like almost like a ritual thing. And they speak certain things like that to forgive, and I love you, and I kind of forget what it exactly, but so forgiveness is the most also important part, because when you hold that energy, the anger, negativity, we're not releasing it, that is going to start destroying us.
Yes. And
it
does.
It does.
It does.
So
slowly.
Frozen anger. It turns into cancer and all kinds of other
ages us.
diseases.
It makes us look ugly.
Yes. It does.
Unattractive.
The most liberating thing is to forgive.
To forgive.
Yeah.
Especially those who you may hate the most or...
Yes. Letting go and just, start resonating in love frequency.
So I'll put that out there right now. All of you, and you know who you are, I forgive you.
I forgive you. I love you.
And you know who you are. I forgive you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so liberating. It's like the most beautiful thing. Anita Morjani, speaking of fear, for instance, she was a woman who feared having cancer her entire life. I don't know if you're familiar with her story. Her father died of cancer. Her best friend died of cancer. And she said, I'm going to die of cancer. I'm going to get cancer. And sure enough, guess what happened? So she had tumors the size of lemons all over her body.
She spoke it into herself.
She died, went to the other side, and her father and her best friend told her, you actually don't belong in this realm. And she said, well, what do you mean? I died. What do you mean? Did you see my body?
Not like I can
and
go
they
back.
said, no, you don't belong here. And in that realm, she realized that it's fear that kills. She's back on Earth, wrote a little piece on a message board. Wayne Dyer, who I'm sure you know,
I've heard.
he found her on a message board and said, Anita, come with me and tour all over the world. That's the reason she is here. So it's people like those, for instance, who are teaching us that fear and lack of forgiveness is what's slowly killing us. And that's the basis of what we're trying to do through sound and music. Is to create that love.
Exactly. Especially today, people are really struggling with tremendous stress. The stress with a lot of pressure, the finances, the economy, and all these things. Something that outside of us affecting us in a tremendous way. And so that pressure is like something, you cannot medicate or put band-aids to it.
No.
So that's where I feel like the music, the power of sound, really helps. Like uplift something that you cannot really. I mean, you can take a depression pills forever, but is it really curing? No, it's just covering up. You're just learning to manage, but that's not really solving the problem.
And you're putting toxins into your liver.
Exactly.
You're creating
Side
a drug
effects.
dependency.
If you go also off the drug, you might become suicidal.
Yes.
There's a lot of imbalances. So it's what's actually already given from the ancient time, from the Sumerians, when the planet Earth started.
Yes.
The music was already there.
It was.
It's not something that we discovered or we invented it. It was already there. And, when you look at the Bible, the first thing that said God spoken, like there was a word, right?
Yes.
So
in
the word
beginning,
means
there was a
music
word.
to us. It's sound.
Yes.
So sound created everything. So there's this theory about how pyramid was created. Everything was created through sound.
Vibration.
Vibration.
Moving the stones like
Yeah.
Tibetan monks, right? They're
Yeah.
able to levitate stones with
Exactly.
vibration
They
and
can
sound.
cut the hardest rocks or with the vibration.
Vibrational.
Yeah.
Music.
Right,
Pretty
exactly. So I think, there's so many ways that we can use the sound, the vibration, the frequency to even cure cancer or cure
absolutely.
any type of ailments.
Mhm.
So,
So what people need to remember is that we are divine creatures. We are made from love,
Yes.
right? So we have all the answers within. We have all the medications we need within. I don't know if you have a meditation practice.
Well, I do, but I use neurofeedback. I use electronic assistance.
I meditate every day, in the morning
Yes.
and in the evenings. I go to bed meditating, so does Nassim, and we incorporate that into our practice and into our events.
Nice.
And that in those moments, it's when I receive the highest love and the most beautiful communication with my
Yes.
higher power. And I know that everything that I need is within, all the answers. So that's, for me, that's very important for people to really, really understand that, so that you don't think it's outside of yourself or I can't do it. You have everything you possibly need. It's
Yes.
divine,
Yes.
Everything
Yes.
is within.
It's inside.
We can tap into that. The more you become aligned and balanced, you're connected to the source because we have all kinds of blockages.
Exactly.
So once you clear that out, you become really peaceful. There's nothing to seek outside or follow someone, but every answer will just come within. The inspiration, the knowing, the instantaneous knowing. And so we know what to do to cure ourselves, heal ourselves, what to not to eat, what to eat, all this, because all the resources around us. So once we can quiet our minds and tap into ourselves,
Get within the gap.
yeah,
Of your
Yes.
thoughts.
the answer is always there.
Imperative.
Yeah.
For those of you in Facebook land, we're having
We're still on the Facebook?
Yeah, we're still
we got
live.
a Facebook Live.
Oh my gosh, I thought we took a break.
No,
So
No, we had from the real film.
I see.
We're having dimethyl sulfoxide or DMSO.
Powerful. Delicious,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah, it is.
I love
it's
it.
good.
It is good. It's a tree sap product, solvent, and it calms the entire nervous system. It heals a number of things. It is a muscle relaxant. It heals mental retardation, alcoholism, drug addiction, a lot of mental and emotional conditions, and it's just good for you. It passes the blood-brain barrier. Whatever you mix it with, it'll bind to, so it helps you to digest things. I drip it on my vitamins
Oh,
in the
wow.
morning. Oh, it's really good.
Yeah. DMSO.
DMSO,
We're
dimethyl
going to be actually
sulfoxide.
utilizing this in
Yeah.
our sound
Oh,
baths.
you would love it. Yes,
Yeah.
it would
This
work.
is part of alchemy,
Yes.
It's alchemical integration.
And preparing the body.
Yes.
It's effective.
Yeah, it immediately feels really good.
Really good, huh?
Yes.
Good and relaxing. Let's see. Oh, Marco, how's it going? We have an audience all the way from Switzerland.
Oh.
Wow.
Cool.
Bonjour, Marco.
Or maybe it's bonsoir, right? At this time of the day.
Bonsoir, oui. J'ai oublié.
Yeah. So we're back rolling? Oh, cool. Cool. All right. Great. So we're looking good, and this
Feeling great.
Feeling great. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Beautiful experience.
And this is our first interview on our new format. Yeah.
No, we're honored.
Thank you. This is good. So great. Tell us more about you guys' individual, adventures in holistic health and.
Well, for me, like I mentioned earlier, I've been performing for a long time since I was a little girl and studying the classical technique of voice and figure skating and acting. And I always knew that the power of sound and the power of music was powerful. It helped me in my depression, and I knew that I needed to do something more with it, and I envisioned healing people. I actually studied psychology. I would be in psychology. But I knew I wanted to do something with the arts.
Really?
And so it just found me, actually. I started working in...
You have a BA in psychology.
I do.
I love psychology.
Yeah. Yeah, I found me. I started working with Guy Douglas and Simona on their venture in sound healing, and I was singing in their sound healing symphony. And I wasn't seeking them. It sought me out. Good. And then I met Nassim, and we started this beautiful experience, this beautiful project, this beautiful company. And I knew that this is it. This is the answer,
Let's give them the company and the websites again.
Yes. HealingSoundAlchemy.com.
HealingSoundAlchemy.com.
My personal website, AndreaPScience.com.
And my personal is NassimMurakami.com. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/HealingSoundAlchemy. So if you can like and follow us, we post our updates there. We post our videos about our rehearsals and photos. We just did some photo shoots, so we'll
have some events and retreats.
And updates about upcoming workshops and retreats.
On Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll share this video with you.
Oh,
fantastic.
great! That'll be great. Yeah. So my personal journey for getting to this point was. Yes, music was always part of my life since I was very young, and I went through various trauma, like a childhood trauma, a fortunate thing, and I suffered pretty much like a lot of depression from I was suicidal since 9 years old. I growing up in Japan in different culture, and I don't look like Japanese, so I was targeted for bullying, so pretty much bullying for my whole school life.
Wow.
So, when you go through that, like physically, emotionally, so when you go through a lot of abuse, and it really helped you become difficult learning, learning. And that also strips away your confidence and self-esteem. So, I was kind of set up like that, but there was a purpose for it. At one point I had to make sense why I went through all this hardship and difficulties. And now I was able to transmute that experience into, as a healer. So I discovered Reiki healing, which is also, the Reiki was discovered by a Japanese monk. So, because I was from Japan, so I was automatically kind of curious and interested about that energy healing.
Yes.
And then, oh wow, and I get it because I'm a musician. I always deal with the sound waves, in the studio when I use my music software. So easy to understand. Everything is energy, everything is vibration. So energy healing totally connected the dots with me. And then, so the first person I actually used my Reiki was my mother. She was diagnosed with cancer. So although she was in Japan, I was able to send her a distance healing.
Wow.
Because energy
really?
is not bound by time or distance.
Space. Yes.
It's like our thoughts, right? How we manifest things into reality. It's not bound by time. It's just happened with the energetic frequency, and it's just some kind of magical way, right? It happens, right? When there's a frequency and a match happens,
Yes.
Like this radio manifested because we sent out something in the universe and there was a vibrational match. So everything is like the match that it, brings into life, brings into fruition.
A union that's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, when I start practicing Reiki, and then, oh wow, and then the more and more it become clear about my mission. So now I went through all this horrific experience as a child and growing up young adult. Also, I went through a domestic violence with my previous marriage. So I had a lot of trauma with the relationship, trusting other men when you go through the abusive relationship. actually I went through like a near-death experience twice.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a lot of trauma within me.
Yes.
And I could be totally, give up my life so many times that I thought I was giving up. But now I feel like, okay, this is my mission now. I'm here to really help other people.
Mm-hmm.
So the music really helped me to keep me positive, and also, it's just keep me in a good space, good place. So, and then I meet, the right person, and then share the vision, like Andrea, and like, wow, this start really makes sense. This is it. Like, this is what I'm here to do, yeah. And then all the things, other resources, other people come to help realize our personal goal as well as our company's mission, to help others, to serve others, to help with this, raising vibration, and
that's
creating a better world.
your Bushido.
Bushido.
Yes.
Oh yeah, in Japan, yes, it's like a samurai.
Yeah. Your mission.
The brain is so powerful that when you start visualizing anything in your mind's eye, it doesn't know the difference of whether it's here or in that reality. And then it starts bringing in other people, it starts bringing in energy, starts
attracting your network.
And then there you have exactly what you've been envisioning.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right.
That's pretty much how we met and how
That's the magic that's happening.
Right.
Here. That's
Exactly.
beautiful.
Exactly. That's why sometimes we go through because it's not always good thing, right? The life has ups and downs, a lot of challenges, because those things are happening for us to grow, spiritually.
blessings.
And but it's kind of like it's kind of like being tricked in a way, but we need to overcome that. Always maintain that we see ourselves in successful, we see ourselves prospering.
Yes.
We're seeing ourselves. So we have to always visualize we're there instead of caught up in that, challenges and wall, and then giving our power away to fear, or, have a disbelief. And so that creates the energy, sends out the energy that you will experience more of the negativity, because you're stuck in that.
Whatever you concentrate on expands.
Exactly.
Expand.
That's a law of attraction, right? The more you focus on, that's what's going to happen, whether it's good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
So choose good, right?
Exactly.
We don't want to have bad things keep happening to us.
No.
Yeah. So
And
the
gratitude,
sound,
right?
music, kind of like, it's like a meditation. It breaks the pattern. So when people are stuck with this negative, it's like almost like a habit. It's like even it's uncomfortable, we're so used to it, we're going to start thinking about it over and over, because that's what we know. It's easier for us to stay in comfort zone than trying something new.
Yes.
That's a tremendous fear to some people.
Even if it's painful, if it's familiar, we're going to keep doing it.
Exactly. We're settling for something we're familiar instead of expanding to move up to something unknown. That could be an amazing thing, but because of the fear, we're trapped, and then we're just repeating that same patterns, right? Destructive definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over.
Right.
So
And expecting a different result,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that gives us another good point. We touched on forgiveness earlier,
Yes, we
and
did.
now gratitude.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. And you know who you are as well. Thank you. Thank you for fulfilling your contract with me. Whether it was a positive or a negative experience, I thank you, because it brought me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It can change you in
can't
2
be
seconds
mad.
flat.
Yes.
Just being grateful.
Totally.
Just be grateful.
From great gratitude, and just be thankful for what
For
we have.
breathing, for our
Start to
organs.
elevate our vibration.
Yeah.
So just going back to what I was explaining before, this like the sound healing is almost like it's same as like a meditation. So it breaks the cycle of our mind scatters, like thousands of thoughts go through. That's why meditation is important, to like still our mind and just eliminate that all this toxic thoughts, and have like a state of like no mind zone. If you practice meditation enough, you're able to have control of your thoughts. So then you're able to bring in more positive thing, more inspiration. You're connected to the source.
Yes.
So instead of stuck in that negative place, you're able to change. You're able to rewrite your brain neuron path. So a lot of benefits in meditation, breath work, and then sound healing, because they all do the same thing. It's interrupt whatever, you might have a suicidal thoughts, that it will instantly interrupt that thoughts when you're exposed to the music or meditation or breath work, energy healing, anything.
It's cellular level that you're doing that's being focused.
Because our DNA is designed to survive, it's designed to thrive, but protect other parts of the body. It's like the mechanism. You know, there's something become really harmful and toxic. That's what the cancer is, right? Trying to protect the rest of the body, but that part become really harmful. So that's why it turned into a tumor. So it's like the survival mechanism. But we don't need to like go through that suffering when we have all these tools.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, to elevate our
being life forces
vibration.
and helping each other. You know, as we need to unite.
Speaking of tools, you played a whistle earlier.
Oh yes,
I could definitely use another hit of that.
absolutely. Let me go get it.
She's got a whistle that plays a frequency or a number of frequencies, right?
Yeah.
A combination of
It's
frequencies.
2 pitches.
2 pitches.
It cleans your pineal gland.
Cleans the pineal.
So, everybody ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Let me start again because the 2 pitches aren't there. Let me turn it around.
That feels good.
wow.
Wow.
Oh,
That felt good.
amazing.
Overkill. So some people may not understand what the pineal gland is. It's located in right by our forehead, like a center of
It's your
between
And it's
third
like a
eye.
cone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a place we receive like a intuition. So it's called third eye. It's like a different invisible, mind's eye. So it's connected to the psychic realm and then different dimensions.
It's the only organ that looks like the flower.
Yeah.
It feels really good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that helps to cleanse and open it up.
I don't know if it sounds the same on through your computer, but you guys should.
I
be
hope
able to-
so. Yeah,
I
it
hope
should.
so. Yeah. You should hear what we hear here.
Well, we'll be utilizing this in our
Right,
sound
right.
baths, in our concerts as well. So
Yeah,
that's
so
something we'll be able to experience
certain
live.
instruments like a singing bowl, they usually have an overtone. So what happened is there's 2 different sounds. It creates the resonance. So that resonance really helps us. Like for example, like the brain entrainment, they use like a binaural beats.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
different timings, and it creates that resonant field. So that really helps us for brain to kind of like balances out.
Yes.
So sound, I also use a tool called a tuning fork.
Oh, yeah.
So there's like two rods, and I use one and then 2 towards the ear. And actually, I do have it, so I can show it to you. I brought
Oh,
some bunch
wonderful.
of
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's really powerful.
stuff, but
So with 2, you can actually induce a binaural beat, right?
yes, it's almost like that concept is to kind of creating the almost like a binaural setup, because the brain has a left and right brain, and it works simultaneously, right? We have like our biorhythm, circadian rhythm. They go. I don't know if you're familiar with the neuro-linguistic programming,
Of course.
the NLP.
NLP, yes.
Yeah. So sometimes we memorize things from the left or the right, and it just goes in different, throughout the day. It switches off.
Nice.
Yeah. So we have to tap into both memories from left and brain to recall the past trauma and kind of give, release it, through the, techniques of NLP, and then reprogram the positive using all the sensories. So we're tapping to different sensories to kind of reprogram. So we can able to eliminate, phobias and all kinds of stuff. So this is called tuning fork. And these are,
You got a set
yeah,
there.
if you see it. So I
Tuning
use this for
forks.
my Reiki healing. I also incorporate sound healing to my Reiki practices. So these are all specifically tuned for align with a certain chakra. So for example, this is for a root chakra, and
The root chakra?
root chakra is basically, we have 7 energy centers
Yes.
that oversees like our organs, our emotions, and so everything is connected to this energy. So in the Chinese medicine, we talk about the meridians. So each body part has like an energy,
Yes.
like a portal that
Yes.
sends signals.
Yes.
So
Carries
chak-
chi, right?
Hmm?
It carries chi.
Yes, chi energy. So
Chi
the energy flows. So there's like parts of the energy meridian. So that's why the acupuncture, you stimulate those meridians to heal certain parts of our body or something that's out of balance. So everything is a concept of energy. The Reiki is also this harmonized, unbalanced energy. We're bringing back to balance and whole, so that everything starts to flow perfectly. So you're able to eliminate, sickness. Our body heals itself. Body is just constantly regenerating and healing. So I just wanted to put what it sounds like, and you can combine with a, different sound. So we have two different sounds. So it creates that resonance.
Harmonic resonance, yes.
Yeah, harmonic resonance. So those are the powerful.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, it does.
Powerful tool. Yeah, it just gives you the calm feeling when you're listening to meditation
Yes, it
music or
does.
binaural beats, and you'll definitely feel it. So that's why I think the
Very
future
impressive.
is medicine is a sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a
It's
doubt.
just a balancing out. So it's interesting how modern medicine, I'm not, discounting the modern medicine is all bad. It does the purpose, like the painkiller, and we need certain things to get through our day,
Yes.
but it's not perfect, right? There's side effects, and long term, it might, cause another problem.
And dependency is what you have to
Yes.
be careful
Dependency, yeah.
of. Not being dependent on
But these
pharmaceuticals.
are natural, holistic elements, don't have side effects.
No.
Yeah, it's not harmful, and it's already there from given by nature, and it was just there from the ancient times.
Right.
So it's kind of like a resurfacing now.
Yes.
Yes,
You know,
like you
right
talked
now,
about.
Coming
it's
back
coming
around.
Is that like we began the conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entering this age.
Yeah.
We're
So
entering
this
the
one
age of
also we
Aquarius.
use like a singing bowl. This is like a Tibetan singing bowl. So these are also designed to produce certain frequency this is specifically for healing. So it helps you to like calm, and so if you listen to it, there's almost like 2 different sound. You see the higher notes and the lower notes. Can you hear the difference?
Yeah.
2 resonance.
And then. Yeah.
Yes, and there's also tribal groups in Mongolia. I think the tribes called Tubans, and they are known for overtone singing. So they sing in a way that produces 2 different pitches. So it's pretty amazing. We're both practicing because it's like we sing it like that. It's like, whoa. We're like, so like,
Or you get high, you yourself.
yeah,
Really?
literally like,
Yeah.
whoa, it's like we're in a different dimension.
This is one person singing with
One
2
person
different tones?
singing, producing 2
Wow.
different notes. And you use your tongue to kind of like seal the top of your mouth.
Okay.
So the air flows and it's
One
kind
way.
of split into different sounds, but it creates the perfect pitch harmony. So have you noticed when you listen to someone singing off key and makes you feel like, ugh, want to throw up or something? It's so off key.
It's bad.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. If you're off balance, it's like, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So when it's perfect harmony, it's really help us to lift our spirit and also really energize us and feel good, So, yeah.
Now, in your practice, do you use more of those type of singing bells?
Bowls,
Singing
yeah,
bells?
We have different tools, different
Really?
instruments. Yes, we have all kinds of unseen instruments.
And the
And
synthesizers.
then human voice, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the singer, and Nasima and I are building. We're creating our album So we incorporate ancient instruments with some of the modern instruments that exist.
Now, how long does a session last?
An hour and a half.
Yeah,
usually.
hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours, depends on how we wanted to create. But yeah, we're also not only sound bath, but we're also trying to come up with like a concert. So, for example, people usually go to the nightclubs. We want to reach to those people instead of getting drunk and being in that environment that's like negative music. It could be like music can be really negative with the negative real lyrics and all this profanity.
Yeah. And I believe that's by design too.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because it really put imprint in our subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Violent message or some degrading message.
Separation.
Of course, it's all separation and hate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
terrible.
we wanted to kind of bring that into that crowd. You can still feel good and be cool and trendy, but in a healthy way.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely.
So we wanted to kind of create the opportunity for people to like come and mingle and still party, but in a healthy,
in a high vibrational way.
Yeah. So
where they'll just receive the sound and they'll raise their vibrations without needing those toxins, the alcohol and things that are separating you, creating disease,
and it'll be a social experience as well.
Exactly, because that social experience is what's really important. We're social creatures.
Yes.
And we wanted to. That's why the festival is so popular now. People want to connect with each other, and in a nature settings and with music, and so we're interested in doing some festivals or attending other festivals. There's so many opportunities and unlimited ways that we can reach out. So our goal is to really make this a mainstream, that bringing the sound healing into the mainstream.
Yeah, and an international light and field.
Now you're familiar with meridians. You know where the meridians are?
Yes, energy meridians. Yeah, I don't know exactly all the old parts because there's like hundreds of
Oh
meridians.
yes,
they're very intricate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've done a little bit of acupuncture. Hold on, I got something to show you.
Yes, we want to see it.
This is something that we do here at the BiomedRx Health Center. It's a meridian energy pen.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I think I came across that once. Like I saw it, I wanted to try it.
Here, by all means.
Wow, how do you use this? Can you show us, like,
Sure.
us how to do it?
Get it a little moist. Look, it's tingling me while I do it. And my heart meridian is what I like to do.
Okay.
So I'm going to touch it right here. Oh yeah. And if I were to, you can see my hand starting to respond. You have to feel until you
Pulse?
Oh yes, it's sending a pulse.
Wow.
I'll show you.
So this is like a needleless acupuncture.
Needleless acupuncture. Yes.
That's amazing.
Look at that in my hand.
Oh my gosh, yes.
See?
And your nerve is responding to that.
Yeah. I'm not moving my finger; it's being moved by the pulse.
Wow.
Want to try?
Sure. Okay. So you put it here?
Well, there's a number of meridians it shows in the book that you can find. Depends on what you're looking for.
Oh, I see.
Bladder, yeah. The heart, you see I was hitting here.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what meridian. I think the liver is good because our liver is always bombarded with a bunch of toxins.
Absolutely.
Although I eat healthy, but what we're breathing and stuff.
Yeah, the heavy metals as we talked about.
Yeah, liver.
The chemtrails, I don't mind saying it.
Yeah. Well, it's
We're being
the truth.
sprayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many pressure points. Large intestine. Okay.
Yeah, we can't
liver.
hide the facts anymore.
No.
We can't just sit here.
Oh,
in
it's on the
ignorance.
foot. Okay, I can do it.
We have to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. Oh, you have boots on?
Yeah.
Do the heart.
Yeah, okay, I'll do the heart.
I'll do
So, I think it was here.
Yeah, I think I should have gone to the outside, right? Or more on a radius. I was
Right
on
here.
the ulna. Yeah.
So you press.
Yep, you have it on the number now,
Uh-huh.
right? Yeah, and just try to find it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that is too shocking. I think that was like all the way to the
No.
intensity, like
That was
highest
it.
intensity.
It goes all the way
Oh
up
my
to
god,
9.
that's too shocking for me.
How about 1? Try it on 1. Even though 1 is
I'm
pretty
having a heart
intense.
attack.
She's scared now. I'm not scared.
Oh my god,
because
so
of you.
scary. Whoa.
Restart.
Ooh, I'm really sensitive. I'm still shocked. I think I'm very sensitive.
You
Maybe like
probably
I don't
are.
need anything on my
You
heart.
are into.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's pretty powerful, huh?
It
And that's on
is.
1,
It's
isn't
powerful.
What did you have it on?
it? I had it on 5.
Yeah.
This is
Wow.
one.
I'm kind of a big
very
guy.
sensitive.
But this is very powerful.
It's intense,
I
isn't
think
it?
does it work for like a shoulder aches and stuff?
Oh, big time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Actually,
that.
I get a good, if I put it back here, yeah, I get a really good,
Yeah.
really good relaxation across the trapezius.
Mm.
Did you come up? Is this your product?
No. This isn't. This is a product that I purchased to help my biomagnetic pair therapy clients.
I see.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to get into. You have some information here about sound healing.
Well, yeah, this is just basically
Yeah,
everything we've kind of discussed already.
Okay.
We're just excited to unveil
Yeah.
the website officially, and for retreats overseas, and for our big concerts and our sound baths here in LA and in these different states that surround California.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited. We're really, really excited to share with everybody everything we've been working on.
Yeah. So, sound healing itself have numerous benefits.
Okay.
So a lot of people just think, it's just, it relaxes you or uplifts spirits, but, also the different frequency, each has different purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, in just a nutshell, usually helps with the anxiety, also helps with the brain cognitive function,
Really.
helps you to learn things better. It just helps you with the mental wellness. So people have been using sound healing from long time ago,
Since the beginning of time.
from the
Pretty
ancient
much.
Greek
Yeah.
to the Egyptians. They've been using sound therapies.
Mm-hmm.
At the high priests and temples, all these places, they know the value of sound healing. So people all over, Mayans or indigenous people, Native Americans, they all used sound as to heal our body, heal our mind and spirit. So it's like a whole something that it's like a universal medicine. It works for everybody, anyone.
Yeah.
Any type of, ailments and sickness and disease.
Maybe when we expand into Orange County, you guys we can get a big enough space where you guys can use a room in the new BiomedRx Health Center.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And we can kind of maybe offer a combination therapy.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
We'd
Sound
love that.
I think that would be super, super
That would be
beneficial.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
We're always looking for partnerships and for
Yeah.
opportunities to
Yeah.
collaborate.
I think having a sound healing always prepare for other treatment.
Yes.
So it just helps you to relax, and when you relax, it's most effective to do any type of healing.
Yes.
That's why when I do my Reiki, I always incorporate with sound. And a lot of time when you go to the massage place, they always have a calm music.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's no music to it, it's just a silence. I mean, silence is great too, but the music just helps you to kind of set you in the right mode and right tone, and
Yes.
helps you to open up and relaxes you. So
and forgiveness, like we talked about earlier.
Forgiveness.
One of the most powerful feelings that I had during a really powerful sound bath, breathwork sound bath that Guy Douglas does, is forgiving the person that hurt me the most, that betrayed me.
Wow.
The perpetrator, in terms of the incest.
Yes.
And being able to go there and communicate with this individual and face to face say, I genuinely forgive you,
Mm-hmm.
and go on that journey. And a lot of it was the the breath work. So like I said earlier, it's the tools that we have within, and that liberation that I felt afterwards. I felt like on fire, like I was capable of anything, you know.
Incredible.
So it's that's the kind of opportunities we want to give people to elevate to the highest point, to the highest degree, in order to catapult and to make their dreams come true. You know, all their visions, because we're capable of anything, and we want everyone to be at their highest point and to be self-realized, because that's what we're here to do.
Exactly.
Paradise is here. This is paradise. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
We want
That's
people
why
to
I'm
remember
really
that.
especially excited about our retreat that we're planning to do in Colombia, and also here in California, or maybe Sedona, Arizona, someplace in the West Coast as well.
The vortex.
We're
Vortex, the
creating that.
magnetic vortex. I can't wait to visit Sedona.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is.
So we're creating that experience, and we have an opportunity to also educate people, about, not us, what we do, but other holistic healing, like energy healing, nutrition, sound healing, learning new languages skills, what that does to our self-esteem and confidence and mental and spiritual health. So we're kind of packaging together. And of course, we do different fun excursion, nature excursion, and, different, like we'll do live music shows, a lot of entertainment as well. So
Elixir of Life is called.
yeah,
that.
it's called Elixir of
okay.
Life.
So I'll be teaching Spanish.
Yeah.
We'll be going on excursions and doing rituals with the Kogis, with the people that live in the Sierra Nevada, visiting Tayrona National
So
Park.
the Kogis are
The
native,
tribe,
indigenous people who
Indigenous,
live
yes.
on the Sierra Nevada and
Wow.
who bless the park. They actually shut down the park for an entire month and bless Tayrona, which Tayrona National Park is the equivalent of like Yosemite. It's like the Yosemite of Colombia. So they make sure that the land is intact, and they work well with a lot of with the citizens, and the citizens support them. So me as a Colombian citizen, I want to be able to give back and to support them in everything that they're doing, and to learn from them as well.
Right.
To be educated and to unite, which is I think one of the most important things for us to all remember, is that we need to unite as citizens of the world.
They're the messengers for us to give back, to coexist with the nature, to be in harmony. So they have a lot to offer us, their wisdom, how they work with the nature.
Because survival of the
Protect it,
fittest
yeah.
doesn't exist.
Exactly.
No.
Everything.
See,
is-
a lot of Native Americans or Mayans know we're coming to this place that's really at the edge of really gonna stay on the self-destructive path, where we're gonna create to heal the planet, heal ourselves, and heal the planet. We're right at the
precipice.
the verge.
Yes.
So we need to really help people educate and raise their vibration awareness, so we can really shift on this direction, not the self-destructive.
Of course.
Yeah, that's why I think it's so important that we come together, the
Yes,
like-minded
it is.
people, and we just
Be light
share
forces.
and keep educating and empowering each other.
Absolutely. Keep spreading the good vibrations.
The love.
Exactly.
The love.
It's all
Yeah.
about high vibration.
Yeah, it's imperative. I personally feel a responsibility. I know that I have to do this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
Anyway.
great when you find your vocation,
Yeah.
I was educated in Catholic school when I was a kid, and the priests and the nuns would explain to us the difference between a job and a vocation, and a way of life, something that you commit your life to, and it's not just about dollars and cents. And
Right.
work, 9 to 5. It's something
Right.
that you live all day and
24 hours.
Exactly.
24 hours. You sleep it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
are
know.
it.
I know exactly how it feels. Like I used to have a jobs, work at the boring administrative work at the bank, or work at the car insurance company, or jobs are important. To if you have another goal to get to where you need to go, we all need to do something, but to get to where we need to go. So there's a process of learning about. Also teaches us discipline.
Yes.
Learn about working for others, what that means, but also. Coming from that, just to like settle there and just to as a survival, to actually use our gifts and talents, create something that serves the world.
Yes.
And in order to do that fearlessly, and once you start doing that, I know the universe will support. Will start to bringing the abundance and finances needed to.
Yes.
People,
So,
the opportunities.
Yeah, so I personally went through experience of like, oh, I need the job to pay bills. I can never quit this job.
Mhm.
I need it. Like, although I have my dream career, the mission I wanted to do, because it's always about the finances, always about this.
You were operating from a
Lack.
place of scarcity and
Yes,
lack.
scarcity
Yes.
and lack, it's holding you back.
Mhm.
So once we, like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be slave to the system and just be a number.
Mhm.
You know, I'm here to really carry out my mission, really live what I came here to do. Once you become clear with your purpose, life purpose, and you take courage. So the key is to take courage. You have to take that step, right?
Yes.
It's scary for a lot of
Throwing
people.
yourself in
That's
the
why
abyss
people
almost.
stop dreaming, because they're afraid. But once you take that,
That leap.
take that, quantum leap,
Yes.
the things will start, new pathway will open.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where I feel with this, what we're doing here, is like really start opening up the door for us. The
Absolutely.
path is becoming more clear and clear, and meeting the right people like you, and
Yeah.
more opportunities coming. And so we're really excited. We know, this is the right path.
Absolutely. I think we're about to wrap up, right?
Yeah, it was
We
wonderful.
had a very good show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Thank you
it.
for very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
It was wonderful
experience.
meeting and connecting with you guys. And I'm looking forward to your events
Yes.
and having you guys work here at the BiomedRx Health Center
Yes, we
with
look forward to
me
it.
so that we can do some of your events here.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we can
Definitely.
unite
And presentations. Maybe next time you can bring some of your more bells and
Yeah, we could do a
can
sound-
totally do our
sound bath.
sound bath and healing here
Great.
and broadcast it.
broadcast it
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to do that.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a wonderful
you.
experience.
Thank
You're doing beautiful work in the world, so
Yes.
I
Thank
commend
you,
you.
and so are you.
Beautiful.
Spread the
Namaste.
awareness.
So,
Now, one more time, let's get your URLs
yes.
and the phone number, right? Just some.
Yeah, you can reach me. So my name once again is Andrea Saenz. This is beautiful Nassim.
Nassim Rakami.
And our website is healingsoundalchemy.com. And my personal website is andreapscience.com.
NassimRakami.com, and also make sure to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/healingsoundalchemy.
And you can just send us direct messages there. And just on our Facebook and on our website, there's a contact information page as well. So you can direct us, send a direct message as well there. So we look forward to working with all of you, and stay tuned for our events, our Elixir of Life retreats in Colombia, and our concerts as well.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank you.
wonderful day.